that some of you came and asked me to do so, so I decided to go for it. Right? So just to give you the essence of what she talked about, definitely, as you can see, give you a very well structured knowledge. However, sometimes you found it's quite difficult. So try to make it clear, right? And I do understand exactly that, and I was amazed by your presentation that night, right? You could even present the difference between benefit and value. It's the argument of people in the market all the time. What's the difference between benefits and value? And just to make it clear, in terms of benefits, functional, emotional. And then we talked about financial, it is just right. Financial benefit is part of functional benefit anyway. And then, but in general, people talked about social benefits as well. Just like Starbucks in Thailand, not in the US, it's different. If it is in the US, you actually have your Starbucks cup in hand. This is just nothing. Right? It's coffee. But in Thailand, if it is a Starbucks cup in your hand, it is something. It tells people your status. Therefore, it's more about social benefits. And many people around would like to show off that it's Starbucks. So the logo of Starbucks should be very clear, right? In hands, right? And that's the thing. So some may say social benefit is part of emotional benefit, which is just fine. So at the end of the day, it can be about functional and emotional benefits. And once we talk about value, many say value and emotional and social benefit can be quite the same. There's a reason why you might not be able to differentiate benefits and value that much. And if it makes you unclear about things, why not just cross it out and use attributes and benefits? Attribute is the products, it's about the products and the service itself. And benefits that what you got from the products and services. That's the thing, and then I would like to move on to the preparation of the exam. So, admin. Our first workshop, right? And we learned quite a lot about many things and then the opinions of people in the industry, right? And if I ask about admin, I won't ask for any details matter. I'll ask something overview. So what have you learned from the admin workshop itself, right? So which campaigns that you like the most? Which campaign that you like the least, but in general, it's overview, right? Back then, I just would like you to see the sense of marketing in general. And the way of thinking of people in the marketing field. Some of you may be in the marketing field already, so it's fine with you, but think about it. Some of your friends might not be in the marketing field. They can be very keen on operation, very keen on finance, very keen on accounting. So we need to get the feeling of marketers a little bit, right? Before moving on. That's the point of our first session. Then we talked about the fundamental part of marketing. We talk about 5 steps in marketing: need, want, demand. We understand the differences between need, want, and demand. So among three of them actually, need, want, and demand. So what's the most important one for marketer? Need, want, or demand? Need. So we satisfy customers' needs. We try to satisfy customer needs without understanding the needs. It's marketing myopia. Remember that. Without understanding the real customer's needs, you might experience marketing myopia. We then talked about we talk about strategy, marketing strategy, and that's the STP, segmentation, targeting, positioning. So after understanding needs, wants, and demand, we conduct strategy. We come up with strategy and then marketing program. That's 4 Ps. And we talked about the fact that sometimes people look at 4P and think it's wrong because of the fact that it is inside out. By looking at the 4 Ps from the outside in viewpoint, you got the 4 Cs. Customer solution, customer's cost, convenience, and communication. And then we build customer relationship. And the final part, we capture customer value in return. This is the most important slide of that session, right? But we talked about the most important slides of the class, and that's the philosophy of marketing as well. From production concept to product concept, to then the selling concept, marketing concept, and societal marketing concept. So these two understand what it is and try to make clear what happened over there. Because it's a checklist of what is marketing and what is not marketing. So from production concept to societal marketing concept. After understanding the marketing viewpoint and marketing fundamental, then it's time to understand things around marketing, and that's what we call environment. This is the shortest chapter, but we talked a lot about the examples, if you remember. So macro and micro environment. We got 6 actors of 6 elements for microenvironment. And we got 6 actors of 6 elements for macro environments. And to make it short, for microenvironment, it's controllable and uncontrollable. It's controllable. Macro is uncontrollable. If you cannot remember all the 6 elements of microenvironment that I mentioned, the 3 C's analysis will help. Customer, competitor, company. And if you like to put supplier, intermediaries, and publics over there, it should be fine. Right? But at least 3 C's: customer, competitor, company. For uncontrollable factor like macro environment, PACE or PACE-TOL analysis will help. Politics, economics, social technology. To understand the environments, then we have the marketing information system in place. And there's January came and talked about how to get information and understand more about the environment. So we need the MIS or marketing information system in place. Once again, accessing, developing, and distributing. And for developing, there are 4 tools. The first tool to use is internal database. If you need something more, it's time for marketing intelligence. If the 2 tools cannot be used to answer your question, then it's time to go for marketing research and to combine all the data in place and analyze it once again. We call it an information analysis. And then you can use the 4 tools interchangeably. We talk a lot about marketing research. Among all the environments here, in terms of marketing, the most important elements of the marketing environment is, among the 12 elements, the most important element is marketing is satisfying customers' needs. So what's the most important element? Customers' needs. So we dedicate 1 chapter for customer, and that's customer behavior. So it's SR theory, the main part of the chapter. So stimuli, black box, responses, and in the black box, once again, buyer characteristic and buying decision process. Four factors for buyer characteristics, from the broader view to the narrower view, from culture to social to personal and psychological. And John Kutuli mentioned a lot about the psychological stuff. And for buying decision process, 5 steps. It's not just remembering things, but just would like to give you the mind mapping. I hope it helps. More importantly, we try to link the theory here with the the real practices all the time, right? For example, how come 5 steps? So you can manage your customer experience then. And we understand that need recognition is important, but we cannot create needs. Just let them recognize their needs, right? We cannot stop at purchasing. We need to do something after purchasing, so post-purchase behavior. And at the point of purchase is important, you see. And to understand our customer even better, we talked about STP, and that's a strategy. For segmentation, targeting, positioning. We talked about 2 things for segmentation. Variable. For you to use to segment the market in terms of consumer market. Just to give you the overview so you can ring, it might ring the bell for you. So geographical segmentation, demographical segmentation, psychological segmentation, and the final one is behavioral segmentation. And the most powerful one is psychological segmentation, and we talked about lifestyle segmentation. Lifestyle. And also we talk about how to make segmentation effective. It should be substantial. It should be communicable. Right? It should be accessible. For example. And then targeting. Then we talk about 4 types of targeting: mass or undifferentiated marketing. So please.
If you say that effective one for the segment must be countable, how you measure the psychological of some of your customers? For example, say we have to consider about their lifestyle, right?
Right.
How are we going to measure on their lifestyle?
That's a good question. How can we measure people's lifestyle? And so it should be accessible, it should be measurable. The first one, if you remember, for the effectiveness of segmentation, it should be measurable. Right? Left hand and right hand, you can see it right away. Right? But for lifestyle, it's more difficult. So that's the research question of many marketers, and we got some tools for us to understand people's lifestyle already. So you can actually Google it. So lifestyle segmentation, right? And you see some company make some money out of it because people know exactly that lifestyle segmentation is important, right? And then there are many companies trying to come up with a way to measure lifestyle. You can go for this one, VALS. And then you can Google it, VALS lifestyles. And they said altogether in the world there are 8 groups of lifestyles. And then they can tell you exactly how to measure it. If not, you can go for AIO. The other tools that people use a lot in terms of measuring lifestyle. So, good question, and of course it's a question of marketers for a while, and then some companies try to make some money out of it, and we got to see how to measure lifestyle now. For targeting, we have mass market or undifferentiated. then differentiated or segmented. If you would like to be everything for everyone, so undifferentiated, just for everyone. In Thailand, we got many brands for undifferentiated marketing. Yakult, the yogurt. So it's 8 bahts per bottle. Right? It's famous not just in Thailand but in Japan and in many countries. Right? Yogurt drink, Yakult. Right? In the UK, you can buy Yakult as well. So it's in Thailand mass market. So if you happen to be very, very rich, very, very healthy, very, very poor, you can go for Yakult anyway. Right? So it's for everyone. It's for everyone. So that's mass marketing. But for segmented marketing, so you segment markets in several sub-segments and you go for some segments. And we talked about the example of Estee Lauder, if you remember. Estee Lauder, Stila, MAC, Bobbi Brown, Clinique, all of them are under Estee Lauder company anyway. So different group of people. So segmented marketing. And if you have to choose just one or two profitable segments, then it's what we call niche marketing or concentrated marketing. Concentrated or niche marketing. Then we have the smallest one, micro marketing or individual marketing. For targeting, it's not just this part. We talked about what to look at once you need to do targeting, right? So we talked about variables that you need to look at once you need to do targeting. So market variability, product variability, and many other things. For example, if you cannot have product variabilities in place anyway, no point to go for segmented or differentiated marketing anyway. And then positioning. Do not get confused. Positioning map and perceptual map can be different. And we learned about the difference between positioning map and perceptual map during the presentation. If it is what happened, if it is a current situation, right? What happened in people's mind right now is perceptual map, so it's perception. But if you like to come up with strategy to make it better later, so you have the positioning, right? So it's what's the current situation and the strategy for future. So positioning itself is a strategy for future. And there are many tools for you to use. You can use a positioning map. You can use a position statement. You can even use just one word to say this is our positioning. Just like what happened with Volvo. Safety is positioning and then it's safety and that's it. No need to go for the map with two elements anymore, right? So it is just a place that products or brands occupy in consumers' mind in relation to competing brands or products. So two things here. Consumers' mind. So you target customers' mind. But you need to put your position in relation to your competing products and brands, so competitors. And you have done a good job during your presentation on Wednesday. So you see in the positioning map of yours, you try to put some competitors in there as well. Right? And and many times we found this error. So just our position without the competitors. So it's wrong by definition. You cannot be there without seeing your competitors around. So you need to put the competitors around as well. And we actually talked about positioning error. Three types of positioning errors: under, over, confused. Under positioning means no positioning at all. Over positioning, you focus on some elements too much, so you cannot expand your business. Heinz, ketchup. Once Heinz itself would like to do something else besides ketchup, it's difficult because it's ketchup in people's mind already. And then some of the brands might have the error of confused positioning. So there are many positions in people's mind, too many positions in people's mind, confused position. Kanebo, the cosmetic products from Japan, they've got many types of products ranging from 20 baht to 20,000 baht for cosmetic. Right, 20 baht to 20,000 baht, totally different. So is that luxury? Or is that mass? You can see it's confused positioning. We also talked about competitive advantages. And you can go for, to make your brand different from others, you have 4 choices: products, service, people, and image. And I recommend image because it's quite difficult to mimic or get copied. And that's all about the first half of the semester. Try to understand all these things first. Make sure that you understand everything. And the exam will be around. It will be about all these things. But it's not just, please divide STP no. You see some kind of small case, and then it might be about the STP, it might be about marketing myopia or anything, and then you analyze it. Right? We're going to go for the open book exam. So have we discussed about it yet?
ยังครับ
Yeah. There are contents. So up to you. The difficulty of exam depends on your choice as well. So something in the middle. Cheat sheet. Cheat sheets. So how many cheat sheets? เอาเก่งมากไม่เอาเลย Very good at remembering things and please. It's up to how many pages. So I recommend one cheat sheet. It's going to be just fine. and cheat sheet. So 2 pages, 2 pages. So 1 sheet, 2 pages. Yes. If you want to go for A2, it's fine. A2 is this big. Go for the A1. Any questions at all? Sorry? Print out. In the past, I said you need to write it out. These days, I think it's fine. It's really up to you. I have to say you can actually type. Many people love typing. Do not use the one that your friends type it out. It's memory system, and you learn from typing something out or writing something down. You know about it. Right? It's your choice. So it's not actually the undergrad students anymore. It's your responsibility. And the thing that you learn, it depends on you.
Like, we have cheat sheet, right? One
You
page.
have one.
Okay, confirm. All right. Thank you.
And you know that, right? I'm the only professor left for the second part of the semester, right? อาจารย์จ๋า no more อาจารย์จ๋า I don't know. Because they take turn. I don't know. Just like
She's sick of us now.
Why is that? I don't know. I don't really have to come to the class, and so she has to come to the class. She has to come to the class twice. For each department, there is some system. There is a system there. And for the accounting department, they would like to take her, and then they take her. Maybe next year it's not Ajahn. They are taking her to make it accountable. And Ajahn O, you are with Ajahn O as well, right? Ajahn Porn Pichaya. A very beautiful professor. And no more Ajahn O.
Oh no. Been crying.
So there will be someone else coming for the second part of the semester. But it's going to be difficult, as always, for finance.
New words, right? New vocabulary.
But for marketing, we see each other again. We see each other again. So just have to make sure that on the exam date, so on the 10th next week, next week, you have to have the deliverable with you, the final version of your presentation. The final version of the presentation. I would love you to print them out. No need for the color version. I'm fine with the black and white version. If the colors might not make the value better for the black and white.
Yeah.
So I love to have it this way. So the black and white version, right? Because it's cheaper, a lot cheaper. And then send the PDF file to me. So that I see the color there. Please make sure that you have all the names there. Right. I thought these are the exam. last bit of our semester in terms of the lecture. So we need to cast the votes. So 6 groups altogether. So as I mentioned, so we have altogether 6 groups, and we're going to vote for the best presenter. Right? So can you give me the brand? Group number 1. The first group to present, which brand was that? No Air. Very good analysis, if you remember. Very good analysis, right? And very well done. Very well done. No Air. Lots of effort and time consuming stuff. You put a lot of effort there. So, and understand the No Air brand very well. And group number 2, the second group to present it was even more BOY. They have done a good job as well. You remember that, even budgeting at the end and how to measure everything, right? So wonderful, different boy. Now, group number 3, the third group to present. Nespresso. In Thailand, and you learn a lot. And if you remember, very good recommendations, including subscription. Right? Group number 4. Under Armour. So it's not Nike, it's not Adidas, it's Under Armour, right? And the group is, if you remember, they were very brave to talk about the Thai market, but they're all international students. Number 5, Thai Airways. Thai Airways. Very well thought out plan as well, right? Very interesting recommendations, right? Including changing the seats and also actually. Number 6, the last.
Virgin Active.
Virgin Active. Very nice analysis and recommendations again. And Virgin Active is in a very interesting industry. Right? So, but very competitive, as you mentioned. Okay? So, you've got 1 vote. So, you can, the regulation and the rule is, you cannot vote for your own group.
Makes sense.
Even if you think your group is the best, go for the second best. Easy enough? And please close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Oh.
I will be the one who counts it.
You ever play this game?
Please close your eyes, please. Close your eyes. You've got only 1 vote. If you think group number 1 No Air is the best, please raise your hands. Thank you. If you think group number 2 Eve and Boy is the best, please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. Nespresso, raise your hand. Nespresso. Thank you. Under Armour, raise your hand. You cannot vote for your group. I know it's the best. Okay, thank you. If you think Thai Airways is the best, please raise your hands. Thank you. And Virgin Active is the best question. Okay, thank you very much. One girl got honorable mention. What does it mean by honorable mention? You're very, very good, but you get nothing. You are very good. So the winner will get once again 3,000 baht and voucher from Starbucks and honorable mention. So second runner up, no, first runner up actually. It's the first runner up and honorable mention. So you are very good, but you get nothing. Is group number 3 Nespresso. And the winner is Virgin Active. Yeah. But once again, you guys have done a very, very good job so far. So let's see how it goes with your exam. I hope the high quality continues. In my for myself, I think I give the best initial grade to Virgin Active. Right? So I think it's B plus to A, right? B plus. So there's some room to improve still. So you got some question? Yeah. So I think that's it for tonight. So we're going to call it a night quite early tonight because it was quite late last night. So thank you very much and see you in the exam and good luck. Thank you.
ขึ้นเจ smile yeah ขึ้นเจ